What's up, guys? Action activate. Pow, pow.
It's me, Gazbot, and I'm here for Action Activate. Let me put up that little thing. There it is. And if I'm Gazbot and this is Action Activate, then with me as always is...
It is I. It is the big dog. Dramatically entering as if we are in, a different kind of environment, because today we are. Today, for the first time in Action Activate history, we are doing what many thought would never be done. Some would say we're jumping the shark. I would say we are just growing beards and I lost my
doing Sentai. People have asked for Sentai. We're doing Sentai.
We're here.
We will go back to Power Rangers, but we're doing Sentai right now. I want to stop though. Have you heard the term growing the beard?
No.
I heard it for the first time today. It's the opposite of jumping the shark.
Nice,
jumping the shark is Fonzie jumps the shark and it's supposed to indicate, the show's going downhill. Growing the beard comes from Star Trek The Next Generation. Second in command, William Riker, season 1, no beard. Season 2, where it starts getting better, he grows the beard, he looks cooler, the stories get better. It's an indicator that, things are working now. So that has become, you could look it up. It's like growing the beard is the opposite of jumping the shark.
Interesting. Well, I've been growing the beard since many moons ago, so that must mean our show's just continuing to get better and better.
Yeah, or I'm supposed to grow one, but then we're in trouble because you've seen me when I haven't shaved for weeks, and I don't look good, but I wouldn't call it a beard.
It's more Mad Max era kind of guy in the background. But what I will say is I want to send a shout out to those of you who follow us and are subscribed, because I put out a poll last week because at the end of, I think, our last episode, we had talked about in the post credits, shout out to those who listen to those, that we were going to try to watch episode 0 of Gozuger. And we are totally not doing that because I put it to a vote and said, if we were to review Sentai, would you prefer the newest season, Gozuger, or would you prefer us go to one that suits us a little more personally, Akibaranger, and by a resounding landslide?
And even before the vote, there were people in the comments of some of the videos recently talking about Akibaranger. Now, full disclosure, I didn't want to do Akibaranger. Here's why. I have only watched 3 Sentai all the way through. I've seen a few, a little bit here and there of others. Akibaranger is one of them. Which is a weird one, I know, because it's sort of, that's the other reason I didn't want to, not that I don't mind watching it again. And when I first saw it, I watched episode 1 like 5 times because I was showing it to everybody I knew. But I would rather watch one that I hadn't seen, just to but the other thing is, there's a lot of references to Sentai in this. A lot of them we're not going to get. A lot of them you guys are going to be like, well, didn't you notice? And we might not. Should we talk about what I proposed, and are we going to do that?
You can propose it. I don't think
here's what
schedule wise it'll work.
Here's what I proposed. We watch episode 1, and I forget who. There's a lot of references to other Sentais and actor guest stars stuff. Let's say Deca Ranger Red shows up in this one, for example. Then I said, we should then go watch episode 1 of Deca Ranger, and then come back and every episode that there's a reference, we go watch the first episode of that season. I thought that'd be a fun idea and a way to dabble in a bunch of different Sentai. Big Dog wasn't so keen on that.
There's 2 reasons why I don't want to do that. 1, it'll take twice as long.
Right.
2, and I just thought of this actually now as a critique of that format, is if people are going to look for a playlist or a review of a show and they want to see somebody's thoughts on a whole season, it would be really jarring to see us review episode 1 of a bunch of different series.
That's not a problem. When we did Mystic Force, there is Action Activate where you could just watch everything Action Activate, but then there's a Mystic Force playlist. So there would be an Akibaranger playlist that wouldn't have these other episodes mixed in. So it would just be all Akibaranger, and it wouldn't have a Jetman and then Akibaranger and then a whatever, and it would just be Akibaranger. So that I don't think is a good critique.
I think from a review perspective, people might want to just see our thoughts on Akibaranger and not be like, oh, I gotta wait a week. This is the episode 1 of a Sentai I don't care of watching like 5-man. I'll
Let
wait.
us know in the credits. When you see us missing references and things like that, let us know if you want us to go and watch those episodes or not. That's what I say. And that being said, I enjoyed the heck out of this, having less knowledge then than I do now about it. So I love this show. It's a great show.
It is. I've only watched, what's that, like 5 or 6 episodes of it total?
I don't know. Oh, well, there's 2 seasons or 3 seasons in a movie, I think.
I think so.
I forget if there's 3, but yeah, there's not a lot of episodes.
No, it's really solid. For today, we are going to watch it live like we did in our SPD reviews, and then go from there. So again, full transparency, we've seen this episode. We've never formally reviewed this episode, and this is the only episode of the show prior to today that we have watched together before.
But also, that was what, like 8 years ago?
It's probably a safe estimate, maybe longer.
It was before I had a kid.
Actually, it may be longer than that because it may have been before I met my wife. So it might have been over 10 years ago.
Okay, so there you go. 10 years ago, we watched it together, and I watched it 3 other times, but haven't seen it since. So
yeah,
let's get ready for Hikonin Sentai Akibaranger. I'm going to put it up on the screen, and we're going to time it together. I'm going to put this little thing on top of it, so hopefully we don't get a copyright. And I'm going to hope the sound doesn't get us, because usually with Sentai and this kind of stuff, we're probably okay. So let's see what happens.
Let me see. Hang on. Let me count mine down, or let me test mine really quick. Sorry.
Okay.
I also need to turn my volume off.
I'm wondering if it's gonna mess us up that I'm. Oh yeah, you're gonna turn your volume off. Okay, good. Okay.
And 3, 2, 1, play.
I'm gonna turn it up.
Emergency.
Oh, perfect.
Is that good?
Yes. Subtitles are popping up on mine. Perfect.
Okay.
Oh yeah, your subtitles are different than mine.
Yeah. We're watching it. I'm watching it on Vimeo, and he downloaded it. I actually have a DVD set of this, but I don't have a DVD player.
Actually, are they different?
Akagi, are you daydreaming again?
Oh, I think ours are actually the same.
Oh, okay, good.
I think there's only so many fan dubs of it, so. Also, go back to any old. Go on Gazbot's channel. Go to the Power Morphicon vlog of 2016, I think. And you're dressed up as him.
There's also images of me in the opening credits in this outfit. Yeah, that was I think it was a pretty close one, if I do say so myself.
You did. You did quite well.
It was hot in Southern California.
I do love the Masked Man suits. Having never watched the show,
watching this reminds me that, like, you know, I don't have the time resources. Like Zenith Films does, where they take Sentai that haven't been adapted. This is the one I'd want to adapt, and I'd want to put you in it. And like, cause like we're like, either one of us could play like the too old for toys guy, but we'd make it all Power Rangers references and like, you know, and then one of us would just turn into a girl in Sentai, which would be the opposite. And like, yeah, I don't know.
I actually think a thing would be cool if somebody like Zenith Films did it, that they make a like new Ranger for it. I think that'd be a cool thing.
How would they do that?
Like make a unique suit.
How would they integrate the suit into the pre-existing footage?
Because it'd be American footage. It would be putting American footage next to the Akibaranger footage that's clearly different, and it would just further fourth wall it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That would be pretty good. Okay.
Also, love the reference of his normal outfit looking like a Kamen Rider.
Yes. Yeah. And red, because he, you know, spoilers, becomes the Red Ranger. It's weird because, like, Rangers, Sentai, which I'm going to use these kind of interchangeably, are sort of aspirational hero stories. Like, oh, wouldn't it be great if you got these powers and stuff? But they're so fantastical that as an adult, I don't really think about that.
Yeah.
But because he's an adult and this is maybe a delusion, I'm like, well, this could happen to me. This seems more believable.
Yeah.
You know?
I also just love, like, as the episode progresses, it's just like, oh, this is cool. And they're like, never mind, it was in his head.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great. Never mind, not real.
Yes.
The usual,
Yeah,
please.
the usual. And I love when it cuts back. It's not just that he's doing like being less cool, but he's sitting there making a fishy face at him. Like he's not even making a good kissy face.
Yeah, everything about it is just so good. And unfortunately for now, I haven't looked in a while, but I think the toys aren't incredibly cheap for this anymore. I know the Morpher never was.
They got cheap for a while after it went off the air.
Yeah, because you and I got all the Rangers for like next to nothing.
Yeah, I think I bought 1 or 2 for retail, and then got the rest for way under retail.
Well, you got a crazy good bundle locally that I'm still jealous of.
I have both the Morphers and the Henchmen. I think the only figure I don't have is Del Unite and maybe Gold. But
I don't have Gold either. He was on my mini Grail list for a little bit.
Gold is amazing. I think because they're all put away, so I have to check. But I know I don't have Del Unite. And I was really bummed because, like, with a lot of SH Figure Arts, he'll like announce figures that never come out, and one of them was of the main female villain. Whose name I'm escaping.
Oh yeah.
There was a prototype of her, and I'm like, I want that so bad. Yeah. He is totally my spirit. He's on the ground, half knocked out, nodding to himself. Oh, I forgot about this. So she throws his bike. It's the guy. This show's great. We're not really talking about the show. The show is great. It's great.
The show's really good. You found it on Vimeo, you said. I got it off the depths of the internet many, many moons ago. But yeah, try to find it if you can. It's just so good.
But yeah, but this is like he's the Ranger I would be. Like this is the closest I'd ever become to being a Red Ranger.
I also we are 5 minutes into a 22-minute episode, and they're already like progressing it enough where they're like, "Hey, have you heard of Akibarangers? Like Akibaranger, and we have an intro now." These suits, objectively, by the way, are freaking great.
They're great. The logos, everything. They didn't. It's all done by Konen Sentai Akibaranger. They didn't. It's the actual teams that do Sentai did this. So, like, even though it's comedy and it's unofficial and fake, it looks legit because they're great.
Also, this is a hot take. I think these suits, minus the helmets, because the helmets are played up for comedy, I think the suits themselves are actually better than Beast Morphers or Go Busters.
I agree, and I'll include the helmets. I think these suits are better than more than one official.
Modern or semi-modern.
I mean, I'd have to go through the list, but I can say definitely I like them better than many.
Yeah.
Definitely. You know, I'd have to. I think they're better than Tokuger, which or not Tokuger. Tokuger, which I love, but those suits are not good.
Yeah. Also, we've talked about for Rangers when so many things are revealed in the opener, and it's only been 5 minutes. And yes, a lot of plot is being revealed in this, but it just makes you want to watch that much more. We found out that their Prius is also their Megazord. We found out about their suits. We found out that their Morpher is a gun that also was like an anime waifu that turns into the gun that they use. Like everything's just great.
And I think it's supposed to be like a Hatsune Miku kind of pastiche.
Exactly. Samashi Nation, who puts out SH Figure Arts, being a sponsor is also great.
Yeah, there's a lot of the credits like, oh, what's gonna happen? Like they're just and so I forget if he thinks he's gonna be an actor in the show or a real Ranger.
Yeah. He's referencing, I think that's Akibaranger. Or Akibaranger, you're right.
Which is Dino Thunder. Yeah, he thinks he's going to be an actor.
They're like, actually, you're just really good at having an imagination, so you're going to fight an imaginary world.
And the girl in the back is not impressed and saying he didn't actually save anyone. She's like, but didn't you see what a delusion he is?
Also, I love, they explain it more later on, but the whole purpose of this team is to try to be acknowledged as an official Sentai team, which again is just so good.
Yeah. Also, you notice how he has gloves, like the kind of like wool gloves under his fingerless leather gloves? That's weird and impractical, and wearing those all day, it's very hot and hard to use. Yeah. Good for him. Good for him.
Oh yeah, didn't you do the gloves too?
I did. I'm saying, like, it was not. You would think it's an easy cosplay to walk around in, but between the gloves and the wig, like I got hot pretty quick.
Also, context for when you cosplayed as him. The original plan was I was going to either cosplay as blue or yellow, and I politely declined as it got closer to Power Morphathon.
I thought that would have been amazing.
It would have been funny. Also, very difficult for me to get stuff.
I thought you would do her as like Cat, maybe.
No, I figured Airzuki was.
Artist.
Yeah, I was going to say Airzuki would definitely be the cat.
Yeah. I do
Also,
love the combo.
Yeah, you go for it.
I just love the combo of like he's like a Sentai nerd, but she's more like a furry maid cafe nerd, and then the other girl's like a jock essentially.
She is like a schoolgirl jock, because isn't she still in school?
I know she's a martial artist, like the legit one. And these two are very excited, and she was like, "What are you like doing?" Like she's not impressed by any of this.
Oh yeah. So throughout the show, Red talks about like how things are in Sentai, and that's where we get all the references. And I also love that because I can't tell you how many times in our reviews I've been like, well, actually,
yeah,
this thing's wrong. Like our whole review of the Dark Side of Power Rangers was, well, actually,
right. It does help if you don't know. Like I feel like you could watch this having not watched any Sentai.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And he does a good enough job. If you've watched Power Rangers or any show like this, he does a good job. He's like, this is our secret base. When I went to Japan years ago, see this right where they are? I was there. That little steps. It wasn't decked out like that. It was just some building. But I was like, oh! And I so wished that I could go inside and find this, but it wasn't. I really want those wire like walls where you hang weapons. I want that somewhere in my house too.
Yeah, the Ginga Man statue from Lost Galaxy is great.
Here. And they're running around getting all excited about everything, and then the other girl's like, why am I here?
I also feel like for this, they're like, does anybody have any Sentai toys? And they just like took everybody's and put them on the wall. Like, I love that. Because it is kind of random, but in a charming way. Like, is that from, I think that like railroad thing's from RPM, right?
Where are you looking?
In the back.
In this
we
shot?
might be slightly synced off.
Oh, I see what you're about. It looks like a crossing guard thing.
Yeah.
I think that is RPM. I think you're right. Actually, I think it's like even though it's train themed, do you think it's Tokyo, or I think it's like a cross for the cars.
Mm-hmm.
So Blue is gonna leave, but then Dr. Hakase is like, "Oh, I thought you don't care about martial arts. Then you want to become a master?" Oh, she got beat up and lost. So this is how they get her to be a part of it, even though she doesn't care about any of the fantasy stuff.
Yeah, I'm like 2 seconds behind you.
Okay, I'm gonna pause and unpause. She just clapped.
Perfect.
Okay. MMZ01. Officially licensed. Moi Moi Zukyun. That is the appropriate response.
Can you pause one more time for 2 seconds?
Well, I'm
Aoitan
fan of Aoitan.
No, I'm a fan of Aoitan's. A 29-year-old Sentai maniac who likes Aoitan.
All right, I'm going to pause for a second.
Mm-hmm. You're just like me. Don't get me wrong.
She's a fan as well.
Yeah.
And they do make a lot of jokes about him being the old man because he's 29. And they're, like you said, like teenagers or whatever.
Dude, that is so cool.
I think these props are just the toys they produce.
I think so too, which is
it
great.
Looks exactly like the one no, and not in a bad way because they were, they're like high quality collectibles.
Well, it's like how they use the legacy morphers in the Netflix stuff.
Yeah.
For Mighty Morphin.
They say Grand Delusion.
Grand Delusion. Dude, so
I'm glad to watch this. I wanted to see a different new Sentai just to expand my horizons. This is one of my favorites. Warehouse? Why are we here? They're always commenting on it.
That's the whole thing. Yeah, this I think it definitely came out after RPM, but RPM definitely set a framework of like call out the goofiness of Sentai, and this obviously does a lot of that. I wonder if anybody ever made third-party scarves for them with like wires that you could pose
What do you
for the
mean?
toy.
Third-party spark wires? What do you mean?
No. Scarves with wires.
Probably not. But the figures, if you remember, had them where you could pose them out.
Yeah, it was on a little ball joint, but yeah.
The ones I have had more than one position of the scarf.
I haven't played with it in a while, but I'm overdue now.
Oh yeah, this comes in. A training scene with a wrecking ball, just like in my daydreams.
Yeah,
And then she punches it.
I know you guys got a lot on your plate, Zenith Films, but you decided that you needed anybody. You let us know.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I am so ready. They use their guns. I imagine.
See, like they just look objectively cool.
They're very cool. And then she's monitoring through a computer, which is somehow. It's always this thing too. A little bit of spoilers, but like the idea is that it's all in their head. It's all a delusion, but it's like fueled by technology, so it feels more real. But then at some point, it's like, wait, is this real? Is it happening? Is there a dream world where it matters? Like they do a good job of making you be like, are they just crazy, or is something happening? Like it's.
The other thing I remember is every time we watch this and I keep like noticing the wall, I'm like, oh, that's a cool blaster from SPD. Okay, I have that one. Okay, good. And then like I go through the list and like, oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, I have a blade blaster for Mighty Morphin. Okay, good.
Get our own TV show and become an official Super Sentai. And whatever works. And then she presses the button, and they're back.
And now they're back.
Yeah. And she's always, because she's a cat, so she's not saying this is awesome. She's saying this is awesome, because like neon, like for a cat.
Yeah.
So she does a lot of jokes like that. I'm not sure about the details. There's so many cool toys in the background, the helmets, vinyl figures, props like that. That's from something. What is that from O Ranger, from Zio?
Which one?
There's a sign on the door with letters and a colored block that is from a season. I'm guessing O Ranger, but I'm not sure. Which is Zio.
Also, the like commercial break parts that they do, all of them are great.
Yes. You're in the nighttime scene where he's with his bike, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this, speaking of maid cafes. A cafe. Please help.
Also, you gotta remember, this has been like a full 16 minutes, and we've had like a great, like, here are the people. They're a ranger team. Here's what they're doing. Like, the pacing is like legitimately great.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where, like, oh, they only have, I don't know how many, I'm going to say 8 episodes, let's say. And it's like, yeah, but having 8 episodes makes it move quicker. And now he's talking about Magic Ranger. And sometimes it's like actual characters from those shows, and other times he's like, oh, I just recognize this pattern of behavior or this weapon or whatever. Now and
I'm sure there's people who are in this where it's like, oh, they were actually in their regular Sentai, which is a great Easter egg for those that know. And for us, we're like, this is a cool scene with vampire girls.
Yeah. Trying to bite him. To be talking like that, you're really one monster, aren't you? And Blue's like always annoyed that red and yellow know what's going on, kind of like, I was not from Sentai too. Oh, there she is. Malashina, that's her name.
That's her name.
Shibuya. Oh, and another big plot is that Akihabara, which is where they are, that's why it's Akiba Ranger, is like this nerd mecca with Sentai and video games and manga. And the idea is that like it's being taken over by corporate things and businesses. So like this is the geeks and nerds fighting back, which I also love.
For the culture.
Yes. The second mention of this episode.
Hey, another thing, if Akiba Ranger was made for a fan series, maybe that's what the morph is. For the culture.
For the culture.
Yeah, they just look cool, like legit cool.
And they're in like these are the same settings that Sentai would film in too.
Yeah,
Like,
the infamous quarry.
yeah. I love how awkward she is because they're the awkward nerds in real life. She's like the cool jock, but she's like the blue. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Yellow always has these overcomplicated like calls. I'm just remembering how much I like about that. Yeah. You know, she's trying to tell her how to do it. Right?
Oh yeah, pain is power. I forgot.
Yeah. Come on, pain is power. I used to know how to do that. I gotta the little. It's
I remember you looking it up a lot on your phone.
Yeah. She's ducking from the. You're right. There is shades of RPM here.
Yeah.
I think you're. Yeah. It's.
Knockoffs?
Hachimo.
We are not knockoffs. We are going to be official soon.
What are you guys? She got that card.
Oh yeah, that's right. The corporate
Guerrilla marketing firm Z. She's the head of urban development. I heard somewhere that the actress for this was like an erotic actress previous to this, to some degree. I don't know if that's true or not, but like,
Sure.
good casting.
Yeah.
Because she's that perfect, like, sexy evil villain. Like, you know, like that fits that trope perfectly.
My hope is that one or both of us are going to be at a show and somebody's going to be selling these loose in a bin and not know what they are and charge only like $10 and they'll have 3 of them missing accessories. And we will be the happiest we could ever be. And I'll get 2 and you'll get 1 because you already have one. And we'll both just be super stoked.
Yes, I would like to get more henchmen. I only have 1, and I'd like to have a few more. Also, if you notice, they're all like faceless corporate businessmen with like bad comb-overs is what their helmet is.
I also love how they just like goalie block, cover the groin, stand in front.
Because they're just standing fodder. They're like, standing.
Also, we haven't talked about this monster suit. Cool monster suit.
Oh, yeah. I think it says Shibuya on it, and I think that might have something to do with, again, like the cultures of different cities.
Yeah, the other thing, another, Toku-related property that you really like and I haven't watched enough of, a lot of the designs are very reminiscent to me of Tiger and Bunny, where they have, like, things written on them, and they have that cool kind of translucent chest pieces, armor, and stuff, so...
Which reminds me, there was a new season of Tiger and Bunny that came out, like, years after that I need to go back and watch.
I need to just watch all of it, because it's pretty short, right?
Yeah. For an anime, it's very short.
Yeah.
I think there was 2 seasons and 2 movies, and now they just came out with a new season.
Yeah. Smash. Yeah. Yeah, like all these fights, even though they're goofy, like they're still just very engaging.
You know what? It's like the Jackie Chan fight.
Yeah.
Good, really well done. You know what I mean?
I also love how Malshina's like always here and like never does anything.
Yeah. And then she's cold.
Yeah.
Did you see? Oh, there's a flag. Red was like, ping! He saw the leader leaving. Now he laughs. He said it. He said what I was waiting for.
Listen carefully.
Whenever the enemy commanders in Super Sentai say something like, "You can take it from here," it always, without fail, triggers the flag for the monster of the week's defeat. And that's another recurring thing where, that makes right thing. The flags, they talk about the flags triggering things.
Yeah, just, again, chef's kiss. This was made with love.
Yeah. It holds up, because this is 10, 13 years old.
Yeah.
It's still good.
And it's a thing too where like they have cool practical effects. Yeah, they have a little bit of CG in it, but like it doesn't overdo it. The only thing you could argue is the Zord, but like part of the charm is it looks goofy.
I mean, that's on purpose. It's 100%.
And also this finisher's freaking cool, man. Like the way they're all posed up with it, like
it's very official, even though it's unofficial.
Yeah.
I love the line where it says about like consistent power levels in Sentai don't exist.
Yeah. Well, looks like we beat him. He will grow big in return.
Yep.
Yeah, tropes. They always talk about the tropes all the time.
But then they get a call. We don't have one. What do we do when he becomes a giant? Now they're Worried. The sun's going down. He still hasn't come back.
Of them just sitting.
Yeah. Never end.
常識を覆す奴らだ。
Good
Just watch him with a
shot.
smile on my face the whole time. It's great.
Yeah, like.
And then poof, they're back outside the club or the cafe where they started.
悪いやつ消えたにゃ。ありがとうございました。お店も元通りです。
Restaurant's back to normal. And this is what I'm saying. Like, it seems like they're in the real world now. And something happened and they helped, but it was all in their head. So that's the thing. Like, what did happen? Like,
Yeah. And then look, just so many mini vinyls right there in a bowl.
piled in the same little car. You don't need muscles in a delusion. Delusion? Oh, this is where they.
俺たちの戦い、妄想だったの？
Most
敵も含めてね。素晴らしい妄想だった。期待以上よ。
she's like excited about their delusions, and they're like, "What?
なんだよそれ。
What's going on?" And then to be continued.
And then, yeah, you see all this like kid drawn fan art kind of stuff here. Kids with Super Sentai. So that's the thing. I don't know the background of this, but I'm assuming they promoted it like regular Sentai for all this footage. Or they photoshopped it over other previous
they
Sentai
photoshopped
stuff.
it over real pictures.
I'm fine with either way.
Yeah,
We're out of bonus stuff, is what the sign said.
But it's like you do see these sort of promotions with official Sentai too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
just
took
love.
the,
What's the official vehicle? Prius.
I took the Prius Robo. I think they call it a Terashai Robo. I think that's what it's called, if I'm not mistaken. I think they wanted it being silly and like it's not that good. But with this weird CGI, I almost took them as poking fun at the bad CGI you see in the mechs sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And that's the other thing is like, this is credits we're actually watching because there's fun stuff. Not the all right, roll credits. Here's me complaining about Mystic Force again.
Well, yeah, and we probably won't watch the credits every time, but at least the first time. Oh, we're not going to watch the next time on though. So let me turn this off.
Oh, it lets you know who's in the next episode.
We'll find out in due time. Well, assuming is the plan to now watch this whole season episode by episode, or what's the plan?
Yeah, I think we just do it.
All right. Well,
unless we have a resounding change in the comments where everybody comes out and goes, "No, please bring in the other Sentais," then they're referencing and watch it.
the other question is if people want us to go episode by episode of this, or just watch the season and talk about it when we're done, or watch a couple episodes and talk about it, or no, don't. You watched one episode, that's good. Now watch something else. I think the likelihood is that we're going to watch this episode by episode and review it as such. But let us know if you like that, don't like that, have a different idea, etc. Yeah?
I would like us to review this episode by episode. My ask, less complicated, is did you like us live reviewing it and watching it together, or just talking about it retroactively?
Also a good question. Answer some, all, or none of these questions below, and we will take that all into consideration.
But hang on, we're wrapping up. From a review side, objectively speaking, Gaz, did you like this episode?
Yeah, this is like the 6th time I've seen it. I love it. It's great. I can't be that objective. It's great. I love it.
I want what I say to not come off as a left-handed compliment or insult, so please don't take it as such. This is one of many times, but like a lot more fewer small times, where we have reviewed this show or reviewed a show,
right,
and where it's just like, this is the little rejuvenation we need to remember why we love Power Rangers, why we love Toku, and like get us out of the negative funk that sometimes I find myself in with certain aspects of, Toku and Power Rangers and stuff, where it's very easy to stay negative, especially when no new stuff's coming out, state of the toys, whatever. And this was like, that's why I love freaking Sentai and Power Rangers, man. This is just good old fashioned, wholesome fun, good old tasty pizza, man.
I agree. I also think it's funny that there was 1 or 2 comments talking about how they thought we might not like this, especially you, because it's like goofy and silly. I'm like, we like goofy and silly, but we like goofy and silly when it's supposed to be. Is the difference.
Or when
And
it's done well.
Or it's done well. Yeah. Because sometimes there's things that are goofy and silly that are like, is this supposed to be goofy, or or it is a joke they're doing, but it's not landing very well. So like, we're not against comedy. We're not against goofy. All of this was goofy comedy that was done extremely well. And we like
yes. I think, and we've said this in the past, but for anybody new watching, the critique I have, and I won't fully speak for you, is the ones I always go back to is Ben and Betty and Beast Morphers. I love them as characters, and I love the concept of their dynamic in the season. You don't need them to do 19 somersaults in the air with CG to get a laugh across. You could just have them be funny because they are written as funny characters. This is the same thing. Don't treat me like I'm a baby that goes, oh, look, big boom, haha. Like, actually put humor in it and treat me like I'm a sophisticated watcher to an extent, and keep it family friendly, and you're good. Like, that's
the argument is that it's a kid's show, and that's true, but kid shows don't have to dumb down. And like, if you look back to MMPR with like Bulk and Skull, they did a lot of goofy pratfall stuff and pie in the face stuff. Two things. One, that was the 90s. That was the first iteration ever. Two, they were still interesting, funny characters that actually had character development over the seasons.
Yep.
And three, even at their most cartoony ridiculous, they weren't as cartoony ridiculous as some of the stuff we've seen in later seasons, where like just turning into blueberries and flying around like balloons and just like literal cartoons. They were more like silent film Three Stooges kind of hijinks, which theoretically could happen in reality. Probably wouldn't, but could. Yeah.
I actually just put on Day of the Dumpster the other day. I watched about 5-10 minutes of it, and they are over the top. There are things they do that are problematic in a today kind of lens, but to the same point, they have goofy antics that are slapstick, but I was less offended by that, with the 30-year kind of magnifying glass than I was, like you said, of somebody floating in the air because they held on to a vacuum cleaner that attached to their pants that made them a hot air balloon. Like,
or farted so much that it made everybody fall unconscious. Literal green gas came out of their butt, and
just dumb stuff. But again, not doing the negative. This is really awesome. I'm looking forward to continuing at this. And from a selfish toy perspective, I like reminiscing about all the toys I came out with because of this show.
Yeah.
But until that time, I am the big dog.
I continue to be Gazbot.
And to the power. Pain is strength. See you guys later.
All right, let's do the end credits.
During this era, I forget, did you get a bunch of the Reds and SH figure arts, or did you only get some and then eventually get rid of them?
You mean Akiba Red or Red in general?
Reds that came out that are associated with this show.
I got, I think, all the Reds that are associated with the show. Partially because it was perfect marketing for idiot me, because there was like 3 Reds for each season, like Sentai Reds, that came out that had an accessory that went to Akibaranger. So if you wanted one of like their power items or the cannon, you had to get those Reds to get it. Yeah. So I got, and I believe still have, at least 6 Sentai Reds because of the Akibaranger.
I have the Dragon Ranger, the Green Ranger from MMPR, but the version that has stuff from the show that we'll get to, that I haven't swapped them onto there, but depending on how the episode lands with me, I might just have to.
The Red Ranger version of that one, I think. One or the other, but I think it was the Red Ranger version.
Yeah.
But, we're done. See you next week, everybody. Bye.